guys, it's your boy Uncle B with another episode of Uncle B's podcast. Guys, I wanted us to get a bit educated today, okay? So I played that first video because I'm taking us to a little field trip, okay? You can't keep repeating the same mistake over and over again and expect a different outcome. Patriotic Alliance is EFF 2.0. Oh, what? No ways. When Julius Malema started the EFF, it was all about kicking out the foreigners and Bayahambe. He did the very same thing. And as soon as he got into parliament and he started eating the fed cow's money, he started singing a different song. What people don't understand is when you enter into government and you enter into the big boys table and you realize how the game is played, you dance to a very different tune. And Patriotic Alliance is showing the very same traits. But in this channel, we like to speak with facts and evidence. We just want to run our mouth.
You know, in South Africa, there are no standards. You can wake up, you are a thug, you are a convicted criminal, you are a Kenny Kunen, right? Let's be blunt about it. Convicted criminal. And because you've run out of money, you set up a party. You call it a Patriotic Alliance. South Africans are so gullible that such thugs, such convicted criminals, then get voted into power. What do you expect when these criminals are in power? They are going to loot, right? So we don't have standards. In the countries where you refer to, take South Korea, take Singapore, take even China, by the way.
Sure.
There, if you are not educated, you won't be in cabinet. Bottom line. There, if you are corrupt, in China they murder you, literally, right? Or in South Korea, they jail you. I mean, the South Koreans have jailed former presidents, right? But in South Africa, we don't do that. So until, as South Africans, we have a civilized debate about the need to have standards in our politics, that a convicted criminal like...
Guys, so that people don't get confused. Until in South Africa, we start talking about having standards. Oh, sorry guys, my eyes itch. I think I'm about to get money. Until in South Africa, we start talking about having standards in our political parties. We'll just have the same circle. We'll just keep going around the same circles. The issues that we have right now is what, guys? He's right. Why are we expecting thugs as leaders? It's the same mistake America is doing. Why are we not accepting that we are actually a nation of educated people and that the people that are leading us need to be educated individuals? We find ourselves in the situations where we are getting excited by words, by things being said and promised, but will they be kept? That's the question. Now, like I always like to say, I like to bring evidence. People like to complain, especially when you start speaking about their political parties, people start catching feelings. Okay? So, give me a second here.
I will be the sushi king until I die.
Yeah.
There's no other king of sushi all over the world. Even in Japan, where Nyotai Mori is done, where it originates, there is no sushi king.
Yes.
It is me.
You look for sushi king, you find...
You Google sushi king, you find me. So why would David, I ran away from royalty title?
Why should you run away from royalty title? Once a clown, always a clown. Our problem is when the clown removes his mask, all of a sudden we think the funny goes away. Cat William, whatever comedian, you name them, Trevor Noah, they are comedians no matter where they go. They can be in a serious meeting, but they will throw a joke because it's in their nature to be comedians. So what makes you think that the criminal ceases to become a criminal because all of a sudden they found some form of, I need to help my people? You see, our problem is we get distracted by words and we get distracted by excitement. We get distracted by the desire of change, that we accept almost anybody that speaks change. But are they speaking change for us or is it for themselves? You never know.
Solim Simanga, don't start with me, Sani. You are the first mayor to be honored, to bleed because of money. Hele doni leke kake mursani. Jai khan no tax like grey. Time men se va day, go and some corruption in the board. Pasantani ba to donor sani. Just for sani. On se state of patir. Every time you open your filthy mouth, you put diarrhea on the name of Patriotic Alliance.
Before it gets a little too heavy. At first I thought he was singing the national anthem with all the languages that he kept speaking. I'm kidding. I didn't think it was the national anthem. Now, educated politician would have had a way better response than throwing a lot of arguments there. The problem is they know how to manipulate the public of South Africa, the people of South Africa. So he could have easily used proper diplomatic way to address this situation, but he decided to speak exactly like that because he knows it's going to get South Africans excited. It's going to get South Africans going. It's going to get your blood boiling. So he spoke exactly in a way. Guys, I'm sorry to bring this guy's name up. Exactly what Ajim is doing to Nigerians. This is exactly what politicians do to South Africans. They know exactly what you want to hear, how you want to hear it, so they address you accordingly. Guys, we're educated. We need to start listening to people like Musi Maimani. I am sorry, but I gotta say it. We gotta start listening to people that articulate themselves properly and that are actually saying things that needs to be heard, so that we can actually hear what these people are saying to us. I want to play this video and then we hear from the horse's mouth. Because when I talk, especially when I talk political parties, people start catching feelings like, yo, don't say this, don't say that. So let this individual say it themselves.
But speak to us about Kenny and you, two very controversial figures in politics starting out this new party. What makes the PA trustworthy, credible? What makes the South African voter want to put their faith in you?
Let me tell you what makes us trustworthy. Because firstly, we believe and we know, myself and Kenny and Julius are not the right people to govern this country. That's what I'm saying. We know for a fact that we are not the right people. Hence, at Patriotic Alliance, what we've done, we don't appear in any list to go to Parliament, although I'm eligible and Kenny Kunene is eligible to go to Parliament. But we understand that cadre deployment is not working. We understand that there are more qualified people that can do the work.
You see what I'm saying, guys? Now, if you are smart enough to understand what he's trying to say, this is what you would have understood. Before he went into Parliament, he was working on the force by a Hamle. The PA was doing the most. Now, they needed to shut the PA a little bit down. They need to keep them quiet because, listen, they eat from these foreigners. The same thing they did with EFF. EFF, when they started, it was all about foreigners getting the land for South Africans, expropriation without compensation. They were making noise. Zuma did not rest, neither did Cyril. As soon as they started eating from the fed cow's milk, what happened? They started singing a different song. The PA, the very same thing is happening. Yes, somebody's going to come here and argue and say, Uncle P, check this video where the PA did this. Check that video. Yes, guys, remember, you can't really sing like you just sold out completely. So you got to play it a little bit smart. You got to do a thing here and there. You got to go to Hillbrow and shake people a little bit. But the problem is, are you shaking them or are you shaking them? Are they leaving or are they still here? I put up this video. A couple of people came and told me that, hey, Uncle P, that video is an old video. It's from the time of blah, blah, blah. So that basically means, where's the modern videos? What I'm trying to say is, guys, let's not get distracted by politicians' words, but rather by their actions. The PA, Gates and McKenzie, always knew that entering into Parliament was going to limit the work. So what should we take from this? That the work needs to be done on the ground. Every single day, people like myself, yourself, who believe in the cause and the change that this country needs to obtain, need to continue working. The message needs to continue being said. The videos need to be continued shared. The work on the ground needs to be done. I found this video that really made me happy because it proves that the work continues to be done and the message is being received and people out there are actually listening to us, and I know that continue. So like I was saying, guys, I needed to find this video, so check this video out. and see, and it's got a date, so you guys don't have to come, Uncle P, this is an old video, this is a modern video, this is happening right now. This is evidence that the work we are putting in is being, it has an effect. There we go.
Every week, every day, there's an operation of this nature that is taking place any area in Tswane. That's very important for us because we don't only want these operations when political executive is involved. When it comes to the CBD, we launched this program 2 weeks ago where we said to the residents, you said you want your CBD back, you want a clean city, you want a city that is safe for you. Every week we promise you that there will be an intensive program or an operation that looks to reclaim your city, whether it's cleaning, whether it's delivering services, whether it's raiding bad buildings, whether it's arresting illegal foreigners. That's exactly what we are doing. But even when we are not there, this operation will continue, and that's what is important.
We want to know some.
That's it, guys. That is what is important. If we don't need to dwell on politicians, we don't need to sit on politicians, we don't need to hold politicians accountable. Let politicians do what politicians do, and let us fix the country. Simple as that. And if we are going to start putting proper politicians in power from the next election, let's start putting people that have degrees. Let's put the people that have credible, they've studied, that those positions belong to them, so that we have educated people representing us and making deals that are worth it. And I'm definitely not saying Mzungus, please. Yo, we have a grade 12 here making noise. I'm not naming names. I'm your boy Uncle P. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.
I will be the sushi king until I die.
Yeah.
There's no other king of sushi all over the world. Even in Japan, where Nyotai Mori is done, where it originates, there is no sushi king.
Yes.
It is me.
You look for sushi king, you find.
You Google sushi king, you find me. So why would David? I ran away from royalty title.